fighting games for PlayStation, one name has always been there: Tekken. And with Tekken 6, Namco Bandai is bringing their largest roster of characters to date. I sat down with the game's director and staff to find out more about the 6th edition of this famous franchise. What would you say is the essence of Tekken?
I guess I could say that Tekken really is symbolized by the aggressive, destructive nature of the game, where you really focus on doing aerial juggles and trying to deal a lot of damage to your opponent. I guess, in essence, that is what Tekken is. This is actually the greatest roster of characters we've had in the series to date. There's actually quite a few new characters this time around. We've got Bob, which his concept is being quite large, but still very nimble and quick moving, as well as Zafina from the Middle East. She uses assassination arts, but her movements are quite unique. We also have Miguel from Spain, and he's really the first character in Tekken who is a novice at a particular fighting art. He's more of a brawler. We have Lars Alexanderson, and he's got a really cool looking appearance, but also the way he moves is kind of influenced by Japanese hero TV shows and the movements they use there. Nancy is actually a character from an extra stage. Nancy is really unique in the fact that it's a robot, which is roughly over twice the size of normal characters. This is the first time we actually implemented such a feature. It was designed to take on multiple opponents at the same time. So as such, we use Nancy in the scenario campaign mode, and it really works well because you're fighting hordes of enemies at the same time. So Nancy is really suited to this type of condition. The scenario campaign mode is actually quite different from a lot of the other content that we've had in past Tekkens. One of the great new features actually is the online co-op, and this is really unique for a fighting game, we believe. Because normally you associate fighting games with fighting against people online, where this time you can team up with a friend online to go into scenario campaign mode to defeat the enemies and to gain customized items. One of the really impressive technical things we've been able to do with Tekken 6 is with the graphics. We kind of reevaluated the graphical engine with emphasis on it as a fighting game. And the most important thing to a fighting game is indeed the character animation and how smooth and dynamic it looks. So with an emphasis on that, we added the full-time variable animation blur to the characters while still running in 60 frames. But the blur really makes it look even smoother than that. So that was one new addition that we made. In the home version, we plan to have an on and off switch. We really believe that once you've been looking at the game for 10 minutes or so, and then you look at it, you compare it to another action game or even a past Tekken title, it will really stand out.